Hello everyone and welcome to the 18th Hammer tutorial in the version 2 series. This tutorial will apply to all Source Engine games, but I will be using Counter-Strike Global Offensive to complete this tutorial. Today we will be adding Movelinears to a map. Movelinears are an entity that move one direction back and forth whenever you tell them to. They're a very basic entity that's usually used for like sliding doors or platforms that move in levels. And in fact, we're going to use it to batten down the hatches and blockade our windows. So the first thing that we need to do is select our brush tool by pressing Shift B, and we need to create a brush in each one of these windows. Once you have all of the brushes created, hold down the Control key and with the selection tool, select all of these brushes. Once all of the brushes are selected, press Control T to tie them to an entity. Change the class to Func Movelinear. And once this entity is created, we'll want to take note of a few things. First, note that the helper ball is in the center of all of them. That's because we've grouped multiple brushes together as one entity. You can group multiple brushes together as one entity and they will perform as one entity. This is perfectly okay for Func Movelinears. We need to set a name for them, so I'm just going to call these Windows 98. Under the move direction, this is the direction that they will move. Pretty straightforward. We're going to hit the drop down and click down and then click apply. Next, we're going to want to set a speed. The speed is in hammer units of how fast they move. Since these are 58 units tall, if we set this to 58, they would cover that entire span in 1 second. I'm going to actually set this to 20, so it'll take them roughly 3 seconds to close. The move distance is automatically set to 100. Now, I do want to change this to 56, so that way even when they're fully lowered, they're still going to be peeking through just a little bit. You can also set a block damage. Block damage is what happens when the player blocks it. So if they were to prevent, say, a safe door from closing, it would kill them because it's a big heavy door. Now the reason that we are having these start up, we're going to have them lowered down into the walls once the map starts. This is because of VRAD. VRAD computes the lighting statically, and then once it's been statically generated, that lighting can't change. If these were to spawn in the wall, then once they would raise up, they're going to be black because they've received no lighting because the wall has blocked the lighting from getting to them. So what we're just going to do is we're going to lower them down as soon as the map starts, and then we can raise them whenever we want. The sound to played when the brush starts and stops moving, pretty self-explanatory. Going to choose a sliding door sound. And the stop sound. Now, once we're happy with all of those settings that we've chosen, we're going to need to create a logic auto to have them open as soon as the map spawns. So create a new entity by pressing Shift E, change it to a logic auto. Under the logic auto, we're going to click add, on map spawn, select the windows, and tell them to open. Now once they open, they will lower themselves down into the walls. If you need them to be instant, meaning that if a player can see them lower, you'll change the speed, have them lower down, and then change the speed back. Now what we need to do is have a button activate these doors. With our button created, press Control T to tie to an entity. Change it to a Func button. Under flags, tell it don't move. If you're in Team Fortress 2, you'll need to do damage activates because players don't have use bound by default. And under outputs, click add, unpressed, and have the windows close themselves. Click apply, and then we will close out of that. Now we're going to press F9 and compile the level. Then we'll see how it looks in game. And now once we're in game, we see that they've already lowered themselves down. We come in the room here, and we see they just have their little lip here, which is good. And if we press the button, they raise themselves up. which is pretty fantastic if you ask me. Now I'm going to use that ENT fire command that we used in a previous tutorial to lower them back down. So ENT fire, windows, open, lower themselves again, and then I can push the button, have them close. So that was the quick and easy tutorial on creating func move linears in your level. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with version 2 tutorial series, and happy mapping!